Enter the pages of Robert Louis Stevenson's famous novel and relive the final days of the ill-fated doctor in Jekyll and Hyde, The Murder of Sir Danvers Carew. This is an asymmetric two-player game that features a dual tug-of-war, as well as action event cards that must be earned through a secret auction. The asymmetric win conditions mean that both players must be on their toes from the beginning, creating a game that's brimming with tension for the entire 30 to 45 minutes of play. Simple components and straightforward rules belie a game that's filled with interesting decisions from start to finish. Let's head on over to Tabletopia and take a closer look. Here's what the game looks like set up on the table. There are 83 cards divided between 3 public decks of encounter cards and 2 decks of influence cards, one for each player. There are 6 tokens that provide small bonuses or penalties. Each player starts with one, and there are ways to earn more throughout the game. These tokens can be played on the encounter cards to modify the reward offered by that card. Finally, there is also a small game board where you will use 2 meeples or tokens to mark the status of 2 different tracks. One is the physical location of the main character, while the other one tracks who is currently controlling his personality. Mr. Hyde wins the game by being in control of the personality at the end of a round while also located at the scene of the crime, while Dr. Jekyll wins immediately by regaining full control of his personality. Alternatively, if one of these 3 decks of encounter cards runs out, then whoever is in control of the personality at that moment wins the game. Let's take a look at a sample round from the middle of the game. First, during the refresh stage, we draw the encounter cards dictated by the current location and place them face up between the 2 players. So in this case, we have 1 gray one and 1 orange one. The gray ones are neutral and offer the same rewards to both players. But notice that the orange cards offer a much better reward to Mr. Hyde. Similarly, the blue cards offer a better reward to Dr. Jekyll. Finally, the daily routine card is contested every round, and it simply offers 1 step of movement on the track of your choice. Once the encounter cards are ready, both players draw new influence cards. No matter how many cards are in your hand, Hyde always draws 3 and Jekyll always draws 4. There's no hand limit, so hand management plays a huge part in the game. Finally, both players have the option to activate any abilities they may have acquired and or to place any of their tokens face down on an available encounter like the Jekyll player did here. During the influence stage, players take turns placing as many of their influence cards as desired face down on any one encounter. Starting with Mr. Hyde, each player gets 3 turns, and they may pass a turn if desired and still play cards later. For example, maybe Hyde will play a card here, while Jekyll plays 2 cards here. Then Hyde plays one here, and Jekyll passes, so Hyde places 1 more here. Finally, Jekyll places a card here, and the influence stage is over. Moving on to the resolution stage, encounters are resolved one by one, starting with the one farthest from the game board. Both players flip their influence cards and activate any relevant abilities. Then the player with the highest influence wins the encounter and chooses a reward. In this case, Jekyll chooses to move the personality marker 2 steps, and then the card is discarded and we proceed to the next encounter. In addition to influence cards, we also flip any tokens, which in this case is going to force Hyde to permanently destroy one of the cards he played on this encounter. He destroys the 2, but he still gets to claim the reward from the encounter. In this case, he is going for the long-term benefit of drawing 3 extra cards. Finally, we move on to the final encounter, and if Jekyll flips the serum card, he automatically wins regardless of how much influence was played. He is going to move the location marker 1 space, and then the round is over. Play continues like this until one player reaches their victory condition, or until one of these 3 decks is emptied, in which case the player in control of the personality marker wins. Jekyll and Hyde is a thematic game of mounting tension. As both players accumulate special abilities and more powerful bidding cards, the game balances on a razor's edge, waiting for one of the players to make the final push to victory. Mr. Hyde may be more powerful than Dr. Jekyll, but the latter has his patented serum as a secret weapon to subdue his wicked alter ego and give him a temporary respite from danger. Will it be enough to stop the murder of Sir Danvers Carew? Only you can decide.